All right, what's up, peeps? I'm here with a good friend I just met, and I want to just share opinions that we have and things that we've been talking about. So I'm gonna introduce her. This the revolution of the rising phoenix, and we're just gonna start this up.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you for having me here, by the way. I'm grateful to be doing this with you and to get to something started that feels like it's going to be a really great movement. And I'm grateful to be finding like-minded people to help me kind of bring this out and help, find others that are coming to the forefront and these realizations of what we're going to discuss today for themselves. So thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Rose. My handle is the Revolution of the Rising Phoenix. And after we discuss what we're going to get into, you'll kind of understand a little bit more about why the name is the name that it is. And again, I thank you for having me.
No problem. All right, so if I drop out, just like if you see me, like I guess come off of the screen, like I'll just like I just lost signal, so like I'll reconnect or whatever. So don't worry, like I'll come back, I'll always be here on the live,
Okay, got it,
just
got
in
it.
case.
Yeah, no, it happens sometimes. Um, So yeah, no, I mean, we started kind of jumping into it a little bit, and the topic that we had um, kind of started discussing was a little bit about how we overcame. Is that
Yep. Reprogramming.
the reprogramming? It's reprogramming is like something that's sort of along the lines of like radical change, and a lot of people they hear the word radical, and what's radical, it's like traumatic. It's something, like life changing, like it's just in the moment type thing. When you hear radical change, it's literally something that happens so dramatically that just forces you to pivot one way or another. And I guess what we're going to talk about is how we were able to maneuver through those pivots.
Well, obviously, most of the people that we interact with are similar to the things that we're going through. So like, I don't really like using the word TI, but I use empowered individual. So I have obviously another empowered individual here that's been through similar things that we've gone through. So I consider her, sister. And so yeah, you should just share from wherever you want to start from, like the beginning, or so people can kind of get to know a little bit of what you've been through.
So for me, okay, to kind of start was I was adopted as a child. Long story short, found out that was a big confusion, and once all of the truths began to unfold um, about the true story behind my adoption. A lot of those realities I had to process, and I had to process alone because the people around me were not relating to me in any way. I was completely alienated and isolated, and really needed to just find a way. And what this forced me to do was kind of, go within. It forced me to sit with self and evaluate where my life was, where I am in my personal relationship with self, and how that connected to all of the relationships outside of me. Um, it was a mindset shift and learning to be more conscious in my thoughts and my awareness, and realizing that my reaction determines the outcome, not theirs. And that's sort of where mine started, and how I was able to figure out how to maneuver and kind of move past things and just stay focused on my path and begin to find my purpose. And this is why I'm here today, is because I'm creating this amazing community called Urban Floor Rising. It is a branch of the revolution of the rising phoenix. We are where the wildflowers grow. After all, we were the ones that were left in the dirt and we grew, right? Like the rose from the concrete. We grew, and this is the concept behind what the community is that I'm building. I want it to be a community of resources, a safe haven, a community where people can just feel safe and know that they will be heard, and know that they will have somebody to check in with if they're feeling unsafe in any way. I know that there's a lot of hotlines for these, but I'm working on creating something for us to have, to be able to work more one-on-one with people when they feel like they need to check in because they're feeling alone. Because when we're going through some of these events and circumstances, it feels really isolating, from my experience, anyways. And that's one thing I really had to kind of just focus on and bring myself back to every time. It's just remembering, like, I'm not alone. Even if I felt alone, I had to force myself to look for these hotlines and find all these different avenues to get myself back to my own truth and clarity as quickly as possible. Um, and I did that honestly by just making that consciousness shift and deciding and realizing that the outcome was determined from me, not them. And that's where I was able to regain my own personal salvation, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. And that's sort of how my journey started, to me finding my way back to me from what I went through in a nutshell.
Yeah, we've been through a lot.
And then there's a lot of different methods for how, right? Like, you and I have kind of discussed a little bit, like, what methods we exchanged, ideas and things that we tried and what we knew worked for us in certain circumstances. And I feel like, if we share these with others that may be going through things, like, this is useful information for showing them their way back to their own peace, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of just a little bit of what my start is, how I ended up here, how I ended up to get to the point to create the community that I'm creating. It really, all this did was push me into a passion. And I
Right.
realized that there was a need for something, and I want to be here. I want to provide this need for the people.
Right. I mean, from what we've talked about, like you're kind of putting it in a short term, because we have so many stories and so many experiences that, that I've heard, and you have like a really good story and like a lot of interesting things that we've talked about. So like we haven't really dove that deep into it, but she's a survivor like everybody else, and like I could pretty much vouch for her because I can tell the real ones when I see them. So she shares the same passion as me, and I've been speaking about this for a long time, that I've wanted to build a community and get some land and start to fellowship with other people that are like-minded and have the will to fight back against this system that obviously we all know that's corrupt.
Mhm.
We want to regain ourselves back and find our true abilities and like hone them and have the best version of ourselves. And the only way we can do that is by eating better, being in a better environment and taking ourselves out of the current environment that we're in and we're all stuck in. So, we share the same pretty much vision, and those are the type of people that I'm trying to keep within my inner circle. So, I'm glad to have her here, and we're gonna be trying to do a little bit more videos and try to grow our community so that we can eventually get this stream that we share uh,
To the
become
people.
life
Right?
and
To the
present.
people. Yeah.
But yeah, I do admire, people that keep fighting and that they don't give up. So I know she's a fighter. So like, yeah, if you guys want, I'm gonna be posting her information in the description. So after this video, I'm gonna be leaving this one up since we're not really talking to too much controversial stuff that YouTube will try to take this down because certain topics we can't talk about on here. So we kind of got to be
Mm.
careful what we say about,
Right.
certain
Hmm.
pharmaceutical stuff and all kinds of other things. But yeah, we're gonna try to keep this video just to the main topic of our goal, which like coming together and trying to build a community. So I'm gonna be having her information in the description if anybody wants to get in contact or keep in touch with us. You can find it in the description.
Yeah, and it's my TikTok is Urban Flora, or it's I am Rose is my personal TikTok. I'm creating a community page for the Urban Flora Rising. Everything will be pivoting to that. So it's Urban Flora Rising, but I've got to get the actual handle. I'll send that to you to add. And then I'm on Instagram and Facebook under Urban Flora Rising.
So if you want, what's up, Christina? I don't know if you can see the comments on the bottom, but there's the three little dots, and you can like post comments as well. I don't know if you can do that,
Oh,
but if
okay.
you wanted to type them out, you can put them in the chat right now, or I can just put them later after the video. It's up to you.
Let me do that. Oh,
Oh,
okay. Yeah, let me put it here.
um, I'll be doing like another live where other people can join because I'm not sure if you wanted to bring people on right now so that I could post the link and bring other people on. I'm not sure if what you wanted to do.
Um, I'm okay with that a group interaction. I mean, I know we were kind of just talking about we just wanted to exchange what we knew helped us through certain parts of our journey. So I feel like if other people have something to add, I think that would be great.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, I mainly kind of wanted to just um kind of share our stories, and then once we get our first video in, because since it's our, very my first time inviting you on since we barely started to get to know each other, um, I think we should just kind of say what we gotta say, and then we can do another live pretty soon since we are in contact. We can, yeah, start another one anytime. It's free, so we can do it anytime.
Yeah, definitely. And like I know, right. Eventually, I'll be able to open up more about my story and my background. Right now, I have an open case, and it's it's out there, and I just have to be mindful of what I'm speaking of in regards to my experience at the moment because of where it is. You know where it is. Eventually, I'll be able to talk more about it to the public. It's already been put out across. Well, I mean, it's already been put out across national news. Who I am and
Right,
and what my story is. So I guess you kind of already danced around it. So I might as well just jump into it, right?
right. So what what I kind of want to talk about is, well, like, well, similar to what we were trying to get out is, so obviously, you know, all of us are dealing with some issues. We're not perfect. We can't you know, be good at everything. Like some people have some people have, are dealing with certain things that they're not good at dealing with. Like for instance, like meditation. I always want to meditate, right? But for some reason, like I just don't. Like I'll get. It's not so much that I'll get discouraged, but um, I guess I just lack the drive, like, or like finding others to like kind of be inspired by. Like I've done it here and there, but like I know that it's something that I want to do, and that's just one thing, and then also like getting close to source and like being closer, you know, to the creator.
Mm,
That's like the targeting kind of gets in the way a little bit because I've just kind of detached myself from a lot of stuff. Like I'm kind of dealing with this on my own. At one point we all think like that, and we're just like, man, like we're kind of alone in this, so we need to get back to like building these spiritual or like things that just help us in general. So like um like how you're saying the reprogramming, we have to figure out and
mhm,
help each other to like get back to where we can grow and be better versions of ourselves, because I feel like a lot of us are stuck, and I feel like I'm
yeah.
stuck in certain things. Like I want to grow more, and the only way that we're going to do that is by like reaching out to each other and like talking about this and like and actually getting involved. If we don't get involved, we're just going to stay in the same place. So that's what our goal right now is. And this first video that we're doing is that we encourage people to like get out of their box and come and we're gonna be doing more videos, but right now this is just the first discussion. Right now, I want to speak to her, so I'm just inviting people to watch the live. But the next video we do, we're gonna invite people to come and join and speak with us and talk and everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds great. Again, it's I feel like it's a lot of useful information, and yes, reconnecting to source and spirituality and finding that part of you is definitely part of it, right? It's creating a routine all around, like you exercise to get fit, right? But what are you doing for your spiritual body? Like how are you exercising your spiritual body? Like are you giving it everything that it needs, right? Because we have our
right.
physical body and we have our spiritual body. That's our soul. That's our source connection. That's our, we need to keep that nice and clean and decluttered and all that too.
I
And
think I starved it out for so long that I forgot how to eat. But like somewhat, not completely, because then we'd be cut off. But I need to get healthy again.
uh, yeah, I mean, eating habits definitely play a role in the mood, honestly, in your temperament, in your demeanor, in your
That's
if
true.
you think about it, everything is energy, right? So like even if you're eating a grass-fed cow or whatever, right? It's grass-fed. Yes, it's grass-fed and it's taken care of and it's loved its whole life. But the moment that that cow goes to become what you're about to eat, it goes through an experience, and that experience that it's going through, all of that energy is being trapped in that vessel when that happens. All of that, and then you consume it,
And we
and then
eat
this,
that, and it
right.
absorbs into our vessel.
hmm
So we
Um,
are what you eat.
right. Basically, I mean, along those lines, right? Like
All
if you're
that
eating a lot
fear,
of,
that
hmm
the torture and all that. I don't know. I mean, depends on where you get your meat from. But I think there's, I don't know if you ever heard of this, but there's a choice, obviously, if you even want to just disconnect from eating meat completely, which is probably the better way to go. But if you did want to still eat meat, there are such things as blessed meat, where animals are killed in a way that, like, I guess is humane or is biblical. So
Okay.
the meat is blessed. It's not like killed like with how they're just killing all kinds of random animals and just feeding them to us. Like, I guess they try to do it as proper as possible so that we don't soak in that stuff to our body. But I mean, it's just your kind of your choice type of thing.
Right. Right. And I mean, I guess that's why they say we're supposed to bless our food or pray over our food, right? Is because
Yeah,
it's a
yeah, because they
cleansing
used
of
to
the
kill
energy.
animals a certain way, or they wouldn't eat them. Like in as a biblical, like from a biblical aspect, like even though where whatever beliefs you have, but from that aspect, they did have to kill their animals a certain way, or else they couldn't eat them.
I mean, I like that they considered them right then.
Yeah,
They were considered a life source, not like everything's just so mass production now and the quality
right,
and they're
exactly.
not.
Yeah, it's become a freaking like a horde of like all kinds of things you don't want.
And I feel like that's kind of where we ended up going on this path of some of the things that we've endured. And we realized, like for me, I realized like it was really getting back to basics. It was getting back to basics, getting my butt back outside, making sure that I'm even if I don't want to be in the sun, sitting there in the sun, even if it's just for 5 minutes, just to breathe in the air and take in the energy, just so that I can come back to me, right? And as many times as possible that I could find to do that during the day, I went to it. And I went to it as many times as I needed to until it just became routine.
Right.
And as it became routine, it's something in the spare of the moment I'm able to just activate now. I don't need to go sit outside in the sun. I can just be where I am in the moment and take in that sun energy through me, right? Naturally, and know that I am the light and this is where I have the power.
I think a lot of people have kind of lost their way because we live all like so jam-packed in the inner city that, obviously our ancestors grew up with, they're grounded to the earth all the time. They were outdoors. The pollution wasn't as bad. I mean, we're surrounded by so much BS that we need to get back to our roots, and like that'll help us get realigned with everything that we need.
Right. So you were talking about like how one of the first things you noticed in your journey was that like you started with your diet, right?
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, I've
so
realized like a lot of interesting and crazy um experiences when I fasted. When I started to just fasting is the biggest thing, and because it cleanses our body and it eats all the bad stuff in our body. So like I know that the way that I eat is it's not good. It's not healthy as I need it to be. So we constantly need to be cleansing ourselves and eating properly and staying away from stuff that isn't healthy for us.
it's a balance, right? Because
Because
we grew
it
up
just
eating one
yeah,
way.
exactly. It helps to clear the mind and be more focused and in tune with things.
Yeah, really. It is. And it's amazing. So, how did you, on your journey, stumble upon this truth for yourself of this information and how it was able
All
to be
this
useful for
information,
you?
well, obviously it's been through time, but how it started is, I think, how we all started is by getting a bomb dropped in our lap, and the Matrix freaking smacking us in the face and finding out we're the one,
We became
and
Neo.
feeling like we were alone in the world, and everybody from being alone in the world to everybody knowing who you are and what you're doing and where you're going, and you know thinking that they obviously know who we are, and only awoken up awoken something in us on our spiritual journey to the real truth and our real calling. So I think we're all kind of on the same page there. And
Right.
it's just been a crazy ride ever since. I mean, kind of everybody knows, they've seen my channel and they know what we experienced and stuff. So it's more, I think, your side that we should be getting to know more.
Mine is it's really for me it was so it started with the spirituality for me like immediately when
Ooh.
I got my truth bomb dropped on me. It was immediately like I turned to God. I turned to God, and then that's where I started to learn everything else like you were talking about the Bible, right? Like I really did. I turned to God and said, "Show me the way." And I'm not like I didn't grow up a religious person. I didn't grow up in the church. I didn't grow up like I know the Bible. My family wasn't like a super religious family, so like it was something that I ventured off and I went out into the world and I learned on my own. So learning the Bible was one thing, but I didn't just stop at the Bible because I was very curious. After kind of, exploring the Bible, I just felt like something was missing and there was more to the story. So I dabbled and went a little bit further and read a few other books, that had some more information. And this is where I started to stumble upon the truth of the natural holistic healing and started diving into to holistic healing almost I want to say it was like at the same time as I was already beginning to awaken to my spiritual side of me, right? And really tap into that part of me. Um, was when the other part became yeah, they kind of just went hand in hand. But it was really the spirituality was it was what started it for me on my journey was first it was God. Then it was, okay, the information. It was
The
search,
download.
research, study. Yes, it was the information that I'm being given, like, hey, look at this herb, look at this herb, look at this. Like I'm being shown different movies to check out. Like, I started having dreams about different things that I should do, or like just it just seems like in every way possible that God could relay the message to me. It was getting to me and it was
Yeah.
landing. It was just all landing at once. It almost became overwhelming. And that's where I started to learn about what breath work was when it got to the point where it was overwhelming. The breath work I was able to implement helped me reach the level of meditation to actually start to tap in more to what a lot of this wisdom is.
Yeah. I just barely have like kind of experienced a little bit of that breath work, but I do believe there's something there in that.
I had never really heard about it. I didn't really know much about it, like where I came from, they're not doing these kinds of things. They're not learning these kinds of things. Like I mean, I know it sounds messed up, but they're really not. Like they don't talk about this where I come from. So I felt so isolated and in the dark that I used that alone time to educate myself. I began to pour in and invest in myself to learn more. And this is what kind of helped me navigate through my journey. Me, myself, and I call it I is the Most High.
Hmm.
This is what helped me navigate through my journey. It was just, being able to begin to put the pieces together because it's like once you start to awaken to the truth of what it is and what's actually happening here, Like the signs are everywhere.
Right.
You can't ignore them anymore, and it's beautiful because it's like spirit just naturally started leading me to what I needed for the next part of my learning, or whatever the experience was that I was going to be enduring. I was already diving into the knowledge and the information that I was going to be needing to get through that next chapter. And this is where I realized, okay, if I was able to be guided through this in this way, this is a gift, and I need to share this gift, and I need to help others find their way.
Yep.
And that's why I'm here. This is, this is where I realized is twisted as it sounds, the pain and suffering that we go through, it's not even for us. It's for the ones after us. If we can heal it, the change that we are making monumentally on a large scale just by healing our own pain, the what we are changing for generations that we're not even going to be around to see, that's how pivotal this is, that we decide to awaken to the truth of ourselves and reprogram and start tapping back into the basics and find our way back home to self. Finding our way back home to self is finding our way back home to source, is finding our way out of the fog and confusion. That's what it ended up being for me anyways. That's my outcome in it thus far.
I could totally relate to that. I feel that I've been guided like throughout all this craziness as well, like just divine intervention and just God's divine timing. Everything, it hasn't been easy. Obviously, sometimes we hit bumps in the road where we kind of don't know what to do at the time, but eventually we'll figure it out. Um, but I think it's just to refine us, and like even some of my experiences where I was shown things and I was led to things, like I like totally agree with like what you're talking about, and it's amazing how I guess we're able. I don't know if everybody has dealt with this. I'm pretty sure they dealt with this in some type of way, shape, or form, but it's amazing how we're guided and like how we're still here, because just a regular person wouldn't be able to withstand everything that we've gone through already. They they would be lost, and they don't they don't hunger for these types of things. They don't have the same vision or insight because they don't want it or they don't seek it. So I'm glad of the spiritual, gifts and instruction that we have on our lives and where we're going, and as long as we look in that direction, we're gonna be all right.
And right, and that's kind of why, like, my content that I put on my TikTok, it's at the I Am Rose. The content I put on there, it's mostly about spirituality. It's about awakening. It's information for how you can start to dive into it and find it for yourself. And like we were kind of talking about earlier, like meditation, there's so many different forms of meditation. If you have a hard time just sitting and silencing your mind, like in stillness, you can get yourself there in other ways. Going for a walk in nature, that's another form of meditation. Doing breath work is another form of meditation. Um, Doing any kind of art, like art is therapy all in itself. Anything that allows you to get your creative juices flowing, will bring you into a state of meditation. And that's something different for everybody, right? Not everybody can sit there and sit still. That's a practice. So when you're starting out, I mean, I always say when I say take it back to basics, like I started with coloring. Okay. That's how I was able to sit down. Like I was literally there. I was so pissed off one day, like, and I just needed to calm myself down. And my little one was sitting there coloring, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna color with you. Bet. And it brought me out. Like it brought me out of that mindset. It brought me out, and that's where I realized the more that we go back into that inner child and get back into that playful side of ourselves, the more that this kind of just starts to ricochet off of us. Like it doesn't yeah, I don't know. It doesn't. Let me
Yeah,
stop.
I had to step away real quick, but I'm back.
Um, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was
Um,
diving into it. But basically, yeah, for me, that's where it started. I had to bring myself back to my child self and find my joy because everything that I was going through was stealing my joy. And the more that they were stealing my joy, the more that they were able to inflict pain upon me. And I'm over here like crying and upset and why is this happening? Why and I'm realizing, right, like why am I crying? Like I can do something about this. I have a voice, I'm able bodied. Like, yeah, there's more of them than there are of me, but I still have a voice. Like I don't need to, this is where like I had to sit there and literally look in the mirror and talk to myself and be like, all right, like get up. Okay. It hurts, sticks and stones. Yes, it hurts. But there's something greater that's to come from this. There's got to be there's got to be a greater reason than whatever it is in this moment that this is happening. And the only thing that I could do was bring myself to a happy place, taking myself back to my child's state, right, where I can just be in that peace and flow. That's what helped me.
yep.
That's what helped me find my way back to basics, back to me, back to source, back to spirituality, and figure out how to kind of begin to break free from the strongholds that they were trying to place over me, right? Because we don't have control over anyone else. The only control we have is over ourselves. So when everything around us appears to be falling apart, all we can do is stand there and be calm in the storm and evaluate, okay, well, this is happening and this is happening. I can't control that. I can't control that. Well, this is happening, but I can control this and I can control how I'm going to decide to react to this. I don't have to get angry at them. That doesn't mean I didn't get angry because I did. I got very angry, but I handled my anger with myself. I didn't allow them to have that reaction. And that's where I started to take my power back from all of this. And that allowed me to get into the mind space of being able to dive into the knowledge that I was able to stumble upon that helped me really dive into my deep healing work. And that's the spirituality. That's remembering who we are, where we come from, and how we are. Everybody experiences trauma differently. We are all so disconnected because of all of our trauma, and then they threw all this other stuff on top of us in the world, right, that we have to deal with, and it's overwhelming. So this is why we're here today. I mean, not to just vent about what we've endured, but we want solutions. Like we can talk all day and complain about what we went through, but now we're done complaining, man. We need to start moving. This is where I am. I'm like, I'm ready for action. Action means like action, like what can I control? What can I do to be the change? How can I improve myself in this moment? Not anyone else, but me. And by me improving me, I can be a reflection and hopefully inspire others to begin to reflect on themselves and see how am I showing up in the world. Um, and that's what keeps me going, really.
See, the thing is like I know that like I know my targeting has been crazy. It's been up and down, and I think the only way that I'm able to be more effective is that I'm able to block a lot of it out. And a lot of people don't have that luxury, or they haven't found a way. So they have to make drastic changes to even see um any type of relief, because I don't get voice to skull. I've talked to people and they get, voices in their head, and I don't. I don't know why. I can't explain it, but I'm glad that I don't, because it only make things 10 times worse. Um, I get sleep deprivation a lot, where they keep me up with like certain energies and frequencies and stuff like that, and it's because the electrical field that they have me surrounded in. Just the other day, I turned off my breaker box to my house. I shut down most of the electricity. I think I only let the fridge run, and the fridge is kind of far away from my sleeping area, so I'm not really being surrounded with electricity, but I slept way better because
Okay.
they're focusing a lot of dirty electricity, and the factors to that is the way that I'm eating contributes to how I'm going to be attacked and how I'm going to be able to sleep. And the way that you eat, it plays a part on how you feel, and like other things as well. You're not able to meditate properly, you're not able to do other things, and if you're not doing those things, your body is going to suffer for it. So people that don't know how to break free from that stuff, you have to find a way, somehow figure it out. That's the only way you're going to have relief, because I was able to, and I've shared the ways that I find relief. I've shared my methods, and I'm dealing with very, very little targeting now, because of these methods. They've helped out a lot, and I'm still using them right now. So that's the reason why I'm able to talk the way that I am. And like people, because people, they're like, people that are going through this are like, oh well, I'm freaking. They're getting bombarded with stuff, and they can't get away from it, and it's gonna make it a lot more harder for them to be able to participate and to be able to like get out of that box that they're in. So, you guys got to take steps. You got to actually take action, and I know that you guys are trying, but you have to really, like, I made it, like, I dedicated myself. I woke up and like I attacked it like head on, and I didn't stop until I found a solution. I didn't go to sleep. I stood up thinking of things, ways to block them out, and I'll find something, somehow, some way. I was guided to find a way to block these fucking bastards out. So yeah, I don't give up and just keep on trying to find that solution. Because if I didn't have this relief, I'd be not as healthy as I am right now, mentally and spiritually. So the fact of the matter is that I have this opportunity and I have this clarity right now. I have to take advantage of it to help others as much as possible, because I don't know how long it's going to last. Things are always changing, and it's not that I want to think negatively, but I want to be able to keep that momentum going, and the only way that we can do that is by coming together. So if we make better opportunities for ourselves, and we create those things for ourselves and build a community, we're going to have better opportunities to be able to heal ourselves. So that's, I think, the main goal for me, and a lot of other people that want to see us in a better place, so that we have that chance to get away from this crap once and for all, and be able to heal. So that's the main objective, I think, that I would want to see take place. And I'm willing to like contribute whatever I can, my time, whatever proceeds I can to get this thing launched. Because a lot of us have talked about it, and I know I know we would benefit a lot from it to be able to be in a healthy environment where we can get away from some of this energy and be around and be able to heal, eat better, and live better and be able to like get ourselves together.
Facts. And that's really what this is. It's really what this is. At this point, it's a each one reach one, each one teach one, as many as possible, as quick as possible. We don't have too much time to pour into any one person individually. Like now, this is where we need to start being able to reach people by the masses, like more rapidly. This is where we are now. Like, yeah, I don't know. For some people, I know that they're experiencing different levels of this. Some are being phased down. Some are, it's all over the place. But one thing that I'm doing in my community is I want to create a safe haven. If you are being followed, if you feel like you are alone and you feel like you just want somewhere that you can check in to let someone know that you are safe, um, follow me. I'm planning on creating a list for people that we're going to put on a routine where we're just like check regularly checking on people, making sure people are good, common courtesy type human kindness shit that most people lost concept of. This is what we need to bring back.
Right.
And this is the point and purpose of the community that of the urban flora that I'm creating. It's helping our people rise. Like they're not going to help us. So we the people, we need to go and find our people, and we need to pull them up out them ashes. If they're ready to come up out them ashes, then we might be able to show them the way. But they got to be willing. We can't force nobody. All we can do is put out the information, give them the wisdom, give them the knowledge. You can lead them to the water, but you can't make them drink. All we can do is hope and pray that they will. For those that have the eyes to see, let them see. And for those that have the ears to hear, let them hear, because the time is now. We need to unite. Community needs to come together more than ever now, because we are the force. They are trying to discourage us from knowing this. But the remembrance is within us. If we were not the true source and force and value of this world, why are they going so hard for the ones that are truly connected to source? Because people that are already on the other side, they're not getting gang stalked. They're not going through this. Sorry, I said they're not going through these types of situations that we're going through. They're not enduring these things. Why? Because they're already on that side. They don't need them to buy over. Nobody robs an empty home. We are the light. We have the light. We are it. We are the lamps of the world. And we came here for times such as this. And part of the time is for us to share our wisdom, share our knowledge, and show our brothers and sisters how to rise. It's time. There's no more division. We can't compete with each other no more. We need to unite. It can't be that way no more. Because allowing it to be that way is allowing them to function.
Yep. Exactly.
Um,
Another thing too is like I want to reach out to like the TikTok audience because I know that there's a lot of people on there, and I think that there's like a big community there that we can reach that are like a lot of people that kind of are like-minded, and because YouTube is they have us like shadow banned and censored, like they have my channel censored so much, and I mean, right now, I know that there's people watching in the shadows that don't want us to get this stuff out. And then,
right.
there's only 5 viewers that actually want to see this. And, we need to reach at least, we need to add at least two zeros on that five. So, we can get just more people participating so we can start actually moving forward with these things and like seeing them come to light.
Bet.
Um,
I think I can stream. I'm not sure. Are you? We can
I
make it
have like
private.
I think I'm at like 800 followers on TikTok, but I mean, who knows how long TikTok's gonna be up for anyways. I heard that
Right, right.
they're trying to take it down. So by the time I do get that 1,000 followers, they'd probably, be down by then. But I mean, I'm not gonna stop trying. I'm gonna find some other way to get, a community built. Because,
Um,
somebody that's interested, you never know who you can reach. They don't necessarily need to be targeted. They can just have a strong will, a strong spirit, and have the same, beliefs, and they be willing to contribute, and it would only help the cause for us to get, what we're trying to do into
I'll tell
fruition.
you firsthand that there are people that are in positions of authorities that can't speak on this but want to more than anything,
Yep.
that would be willing to contribute just because they support the cause, and they would more than likely do it anonymously, and that's okay. We don't need
Right.
a name out there, but there are people
However,
that are willing to support the cause because they are being silenced in the positions that they are in, and they can't compromise their positions because they are the bread and butter for most of their bloodline. Like they're the ones that brought their families out of poverty, right? Like,
right.
and this is why they're being held where they are. And these are the types of people that got the pockets lined to be able, that are willing to support us, not be able to. They're willing to because of the positions that they're standing in.
And it's crazy how much fortune and things that are going to waste, or people that are being misled, that want to contribute but just are not given the chance to. I mean, there's so many people out there, I'm pretty sure, that would want to get involved, and it's just like it's just us getting this out. We're being hindered and shadow banned for a reason, and the last thing they want is for us to become a community or become organized so that we
Right.
can actually do something about this. So the only
I
thing we
mean,
can do is just keep on trying
facts.
and perfect our craft.
Educate yourself. Educate yourself on the ways of the ancestors. The ways of the ancestors were, how did they heal themselves before doctors? Learn those types of things, just on your free time, 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes is nothing. We spend 5 minutes watching dumb stuff, right? Like 5 minutes a day. Just spend 5 minutes a day looking up something that you wouldn't have thought to look into, to educate yourself and start teaching yourself while we still have access to the internet, while we still have access to everything, right? Because we don't know where the world is right now. Educate yourself as much as possible on the things and the ways of the ancestors. How did they live off the land? How did they prepare their food? How did they store their foods? How did they what types of herbs did they use for medicines, for healing any type of thing, right? There's so many different things, like what can I do to start healing myself? How do I sit and look at the person in the mirror? How do I sit and begin to reflect with me? Like some people don't even know where to begin with doing that because we grew up with a lot of us grew up in families with a bunch of narcissists, and they don't know how to self-reflect, so that's not something that a lot of us may have learned. So so learning to sit and look in the mirror is just learning to be self-aware, and it all connects you back.
Right. I mean, like, just from me and you kind of talking right now, it's kind of bringing up these ideas that I've had. And like, I already got one in my head. So, like, for instance, I don't know how StreamYard uh can go live with TikTok. But what I would do in this case is I would record like a 5 second video. So like we can come on the live before we go live on the StreamYard, because we can invite other people on here. I can post the link and other people can join on StreamYard and participate. I think only like 8 people are allowed to join at a time, but we can take turns talking. So, 2 people can join, and then I'll be like, all right, let's make room for another 2 people, and then 2 more people can join, and we can just rotate people like that. And this platform is free to a certain like a certain time frame of streaming. Like if you pass a certain amount of time, if you stream every day, it'll exhaust those resources, and then you have to pay for a membership on StreamYard. But
Okay.
they give you a pretty decent amount of time. So um what I would do is I would record like a 10-second video, post it on TikTok, and be like, "Hey, we're live right now. This is the link to the live. Come join us, whatever." And so we'll draw those people from TikTok to come over here, whatever people do see it, and then I can have other people that want to contribute do the same thing. So we can send them that video, they can post it on their platform and have their audience come and like kind of herd everyone to one place. So we all post before we go live. Then we'll even put a time. We'll be like, okay, well, 6 p.m. Central Time, whatever. I don't know specific time, and then everybody can kind of meet up at that time. And we need a and I think that's how we can accomplish kind of building
Mhm.
more of an audience and people that want to participate. So
Right. Right. And I'll send you the handle for the urban flora on TikTok. They gave me a weird handle. They like added these weird characters. It doesn't even make sense. Anyways, they made it difficult for me to make it exactly what I needed it to be. But it's Urban Flora Rising. It just has these weird characters for the handle code. I'll get that and I'll post it. I'm constantly posting information on there about current events. Mindfulness and just other things. And I am Rose 1111 on TikTok is my personal page, and that's where I talk more about spirituality and awakening and tapping into self and affirmations. And that's also mindfulness. I tap into it on both because the way I see it is if I can reach more by using both, I'm going to use both because the more that we can wake up now, the more that we get on the right side.
yeah,
They know where they stand because this is it
the
is what
war.
it is. Right. This is why my channel is called The Revolution of the Rising Phoenix, because we are rising. We are rising up out of this. We are rising from all that they tried to place us in and tell us that we were, and remembering who the F we are, and we are taking our power back. The Revolution of the Rising Phoenix, and that's sort of where urban flora carried over from. Urban flora is where we are from, the roots of what we were given in the hand that we were dealt in this life and how we rose from it. So
The
this is
revolution
where,
shall be
right,
televised.
right, yes, and we're the ones that are going to televise it because they're trying
Yeah.
to hide it.
I mean,
And that
they've been doing a good job in doing that. I mean, with the censorship and everything, but I mean, little by little, we're getting through the cracks.
I mean,
And
if more people would share our like on our socials, get more people just sharing the content. If they find any information that they like, they found useful for themselves, share, share, share. Because you never know who's going to come across it. Like the more that you're sharing this useful information, it's going to start to drown out all of that BS that's distracting us from actually tapping in to the truth of what we're supposed to be doing here, right? So we're drowning out the negative energy and we're pumping it in with the more positive energy to create a better flow, therefore creating the reality that we want to experience in this life. Heaven on earth. Possible, definitely. But are you willing to put in the work for it? It's not easy, but we can have it. We can attain it. That is the promise. It's possible, and we are being given away. I truly believe this, and I believe that this is why we were guided to create these platforms and vocalize make ourselves vocal about our experiences, so that the other ones that are going through this and feeling alone and wanting to give up, they need to know they're not alone.
exactly,
And really, that is the entire reason for what I'm doing in my walk of life. Like it is purpose, purpose driven all day is where I'm at now. The moment that I realized where the shift was, I just wanted to tell my people. And like you said, we've been getting silenced across multiple platforms. Like they don't want the truth out, but it doesn't matter what they want anymore. We're the ones in control. We are really the ones with the power. I know they don't want us to know this. We are the currency in this realm. It wouldn't be coming so hard for us if we weren't.
Right.
Um, and that's the gist of it. That's the whole reason. So check out the pages. Go and like and share any of our content from any of our pages, and share the heck out of it, and teach people how to begin to heal themselves. Like I know another thing for me was frequency healing. I started learning about binaural beats and what different frequencies do, because some of the things that we're having to endure are frequencies. So how do we combat these? Well, you combat them with frequencies that balance them. you know, you can't beat them, join them. How you join them? You just smarter. I guess that was kind of my approach on it, anyways.
Right. I'm trying to get this link here because I have it uh on my YouTube channel, but I wanted to post it here just in case people wanted to get involved. This is also a link where a lot of us get together. I've shared in the past. I just posted it in the comment section, but there's about 50 people in this chat, and they're all pretty much um in the same page, trying to accomplish the same things. So if you wanted to share information, there's a lot of information on this chat. It's on Telegram, and you can join and just share whatever information or see what information they're sharing on there. And this is just like another place where we can go post and bring more people to the lives when we start doing them again.
Right, and
Um,
eventually we'll start like a phone chain or something, right? Like where we're keeping in
yeah,
touch with people and the
for
check-in. Like
sure.
we can do something like that, like on WhatsApp.
Yeah,
Because
and then I wanted to
for
kind
that.
of like put of like a few leaders together, like and give ourselves like not titles, but like just to help like in the community to build this community and to start organizing. So like I I've wanted to do this already for a long time. It's just that I haven't found people that are that serious or committed. Like we would talk about this and then it kind of you know get forgotten about or not really taking action on it. So like it just depends on if we can get a few of us that are really serious together. I think we can like start to get this going. So just depending, on how things proceed from here on, then we can see what happens. But I need at least, a few other people that are willing because I couldn't do this on my own and I barely, found we just started talking and I know you want to start, this is a passion of yours, so hopefully we can start to do something and get something going.
Absolutely. That's the plan. I'm working on some things with Urban Flora. I want to start putting together to what maybe we do like a community meeting, a check-in like once a month. We can do something on Zoom or like, I mean, there's a
Yeah,
lot of different, if
there's so
anybody has
much,
any
so much.
ideas, right, for
Yeah,
for something that might work for them, like we're open to suggestions for implementing things. I want to know what's going to work for the people, so I'm open to suggestions from the people as to what they think may assist them in being able to get to where they need. I mean, that's what this is all about.
Yeah. I think, well, an obstacle too that, eventually will come is finding a piece of land. That's something that I think that we always talked about. And that's something like obviously is gonna come to pass one day, but
Yeah.
I wonder,
Um,
where the best piece of land would be. Um, for us, and the things that we have to deal with. But I'm not sure if you ever heard of this, but there's like low EMF zones that they're zoned out. Like I've talked about this on my channel before, but
hmm,
they have regulated like EMFs there because there's like a telescope, and they've restricted the amount of cell towers that can go up there and stuff like that. And so there's pretty much really low EMF there. And that would just be like a suggestion of a place that we could probably like get some land. But there's a few places like that. And we wouldn't want to be around, you know, any of those type of things. But the best places is nature, just to be surrounded by a lot of trees and stuff like that. So that would probably be the best options for us if we wanted to, move forward on that.
yeah. I'm actually I've been like kind of working with someone else in regards to that, and he gave me some really good suggestions on some areas of land, and we're looking at options for land, like look, like considering everything that we're going to need to basically start from ground up, like our ancestors did, right? Like, and I found some good spots geographically. He found a really good location for what really seems like it's a safe place for things that are supposed to at some point in time, and we may not even see it in our time, right? We don't know when this or if this day will ever come, but if it should, um, there are areas that I've already been discussing with others to, yeah, narrow it down, and they're not too far from here. It's not in the state that we're in, but there are safe zones that like you notice, like a lot of the people that are going to their safe places, most of them are going towards Colorado. Well, there are some states on the other side of Colorado that are a little bit safer.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the land. So like when I say the plan to build community, this is the ultimate goal at the end of the day. Some sort of community housing, affordable housing, a rehab facility, a place for us to recover and have zen, right? Like for us to go and find peace, because what they have done to us is make us feel unwanted and displaced and like we don't belong. Well, this is a place where we will belong.
Yep.
Okay, this is the dream. Anyways, if I had a dream, this is it. It's not just a dream though. I'm actually putting in the work to bring this into a reality, because I feel like it's time. Like we need to start doing more for our people so that our people can be more empowered to do for themselves. And I think that this will change the trajectory of our course of life for generations if we can all get on board, or as many as possible.
Yep. I gotta get those wheels greased. Gotta get this thing started. Put the gasoline, start it up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, But yeah, no, I mean, I'm grateful for having the opportunity to discuss this, having the opportunity to even begin to enlighten the people and give them a path outside of the norm that they've been able to see for themselves. I'm grateful um, to, I mean, as twisted as it might sound, I'm grateful for my pain because my pain showed me my power, and my power is helping others find theirs just by being in mine. It's beautiful. Hmm.
Yeah, my bad. I had to grab something to drink real quick. You still there?
Right. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Um, yeah, no, I mean it's basically what that was. The gist of it is it's getting back to self, getting back to self in as many healthy ways as possible. If you're being forced into a period of isolation, utilize that to your benefit. Educate yourself, invest in yourself. And I know that they're messing with people left and right to make sure that, we can't always have the option to invest in ourselves the way that we want to, but every time you see an opportunity to, for even if it's like a little weekend course for how to improve in this way or how to like whatever it is that's piquing your interest right now, and you see an opportunity for something that's affordable, grab it, invest in yourself. It's never a waste to learn something new.
Yep.
And this is how we know what we like and what we don't like in this world. I mean, it goes into so many areas of life. This concept, we could go on and on. This carries over into relationship with self, and our relationship with self carries into relationship with others, and so on and so forth. This is where the concept of hurt people type thing. These are the chains we're trying to break.
Yeah, from what I learned, like from going through a lot of this stuff, is like I don't want to be put in a position where I don't want to do something. Like if I don't want to do it, I'm not gonna do it. Like I don't want to have to be put in a bad energy, or give off energy that I don't want to be part of. So like I take myself out of those situations. If I'm not feeling a certain way or I'm not feeling something, I'm just like I'm out. I'm not dealing with those people. I'm not dealing, if like I'm surrounding myself only with like with positive energy. Like I'm not dealing with it anymore. I'm not contributing to it. I'm not participating with it. I'm just gonna cut myself from it
I
and
mean,
stand.
really. Right, spring cleaning. Why do you think they do it? Like it's a shift. It's feng shui, right? It's inside out type thing. It's not out, So
Yeah,
it's
because
just
I mean they obviously they need some type of reaction or emotion or energy from us in order to exchange. They if there's no exchange, then they're not succeeding. They're not
basically
their goals not being met, and we keep our energy in line, they keep our energy in check, and we keep it moving
the
on to bigger
greatest
and better things.
distraction is investing that time and energy into yourself. If you are going through the harassment that we have had to endure, pay them no mind as much as you can humanly possibly do, and I promise you, you'll
You're
see.
better off.
You'll see.
The
Because
thing
you're
is
too
where I
focused
find
with
it
you.
hard
Hmm.
is when you're driving, because you can't
Right.
keep your eyes off of the road, so they're constantly messing with you. So I'm glad, like whenever I get the chance to be in the passenger seat, I'm just like I'm oblivious to the world, and they're so like trying so hard. I could tell like when I want to look up, they're like waiting for me to look up. I'm just like, nope, screw you and your freaking make believe bullshit. I'm not
Yeah.
feeding you.
I put on a good playlist and I jam out in my car. And if they get too close, I just pretend I'm back on the racetrack.
Well,
Not like speeding, but I know. I know some
dude,
things.
I play some pretty sick frequencies that like it bothers them when I play them because I play them so loud and it's vibrating with inside the car. It's doing something to them. I don't know, but they're like insects and they don't like it.
Right.
But
Um,
yeah,
Basically, I mean they're grown children throwing tantrums. I find it hilarious, honestly. Like it doesn't like I pray for them. I honestly do. I pray that they desire peace more than anything in this entire world. Peace. I pray. That's what they desire more than anything in this world. This is what I wish for them because they need it. Because clearly they need it. If they didn't need it, if they knew it, they wouldn't be doing the things that they're doing. If they knew it. If they knew where they could be in their peace.
yeah, it's sad that a lot of these people that are participating are never going to experience it.
Right, so we teach our people how
Exactly.
because they're the ones that need it. They're the ones, I mean, we all need it, but they're the ones that are more open and receptive to it in the time.
Yeah.
Oh, they keep kicking people out.
But yeah, we already have 8 viewers, so I sent out some links to my channel and stuff to my contact list, and I'm pretty sure a few people see me on YouTube that I'm live, so I know that that's where the traffic is probably coming from. But I just wanted to come on here for a short time and just kind of like remind you guys to to stay strong and that I'm gonna try to come back on here and do some more videos more often. Um, I just got to see how much time we can contribute to that. As I don't know other people's time schedules, but I'm definitely gonna be willing to come back on here more often if we can get other people to come out as well.
Absolutely. I'm open to collaborating again, and it would be awesome if we can get like maybe a group chat going, like you were saying, and definitely get some input from more people and really figure this thing out, right? Like if we're really trying to create um community, right? Not necessarily a community, but sense of community for us. We've got to be able to trust each other. And the way that we begin to establish this trust is by getting to know each other. And the only way that you're going to begin to be able to trust others is that you begin to trust yourself. And the way you begin to trust yourself is to tap back into your intuition. And the way that you tap back into your intuition is to connect back to source. And the way that you connect back to source is to just go to your happy place.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Tic-tac-toe.
But yeah, I'm hopeful for the for our future. I mean, that's where my hope is always gonna lie. But I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover for this video. I don't know if you wanted to touch on anything else.
No, I think if I go, I could keep going on to another topic, but we'll save it for another day because I could go on a tangent.
Let's see here.
And yeah. I definitely would like to come together and have some more discussions. We could probably start trying to stream through my channel. I think I can stream live on my TikTok, on my I am Rose. Um,
Oh,
let's
that's
see.
right. And it kind of has like the same platform like right now that we're using, right? Like
Right.
you can let people join and stuff.
And we can get more people. I'm shadow banned, but because like I've steered away from talking about this on my platform because I needed that platform to be available to, so that the people
Right.
can find us.
Yeah,
So I'm
I
not as heavily shadow banned anymore.
I kind of haven't really talked about too much of like I'm like more exposing the government and like trying to help people, but I haven't really been talking about like the targeting as much at all, like here and there. But if I did, like I'm just gonna go like full throttle and just start posting a lot of stuff about it. But once I get that live too, I can start drawing in some more audience that would be attracted to this type of conversation. But
I mean,
yeah,
I
it was
think it
cool talking.
works. You have the following here, and I have the following there, and I think that we could definitely bring some people together for sure, and and
Yeah,
and help some people find some
I
more
mean,
people
we'll
to find
try.
some more people. You know?
Yeah, we
Let
can
me see if I
see if you can what?
can explore, follow us if you like what you see, if you think it could be useful. It's still growing. It's in its baby stages right now. I've got a lot I'm still working on behind the scenes with it, so it's not done yet. There's more to come. I'm putting in the work. And if you want to be part of the community, just check us out. I am on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. This is my YouTube, and I'm also creating a platform on Patreon as well, which is probably going to end up being like a subscription thing. And that because it's a more private platform, like if we really want to dive into those other topics, like we can go to a platform like that where it will be a monthly subscription, but we can make it like ridiculously affordable for everyone to make sure that they're able to get the information. Like we can put it at like 2.99 a month or something, like it's cheaper than a cup of coffee, right? Like they'll be able to receive the information there, that's more in depth that we can't talk about on the other platforms, but that one is a monthly membership fee. But we can see about adjusting that membership fee as low as possible.
What platform did you say is a monthly fee?
Patreon.
Oh yeah, Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm in the process
Yeah.
of creating that one, but that one is a platform that we can probably go to utilize for the more in-depth conversations that, we can't really talk about anywhere else. So far that I know of, that is one of the safest platforms for it.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
If
well,
there's
it
any
was
others,
cool.
I'm open to knowing.
It was cool having you on tonight. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. They're kind of putting me to sleep. I've been sleeping all day. It's like up and down. Just I usually well, this is how my day goes. So I get pretty good sleep, but then throughout the day they make me like super tired. So I'll sleep. I'll take like here naps here and there, and then they keep me up all night till I would say to like 6 or 7 in the morning. So I don't sleep at night. I'll wake up
Oh, they've been doing
like
that to you too? Yeah, it's fun, but you know what? I just get a lot of work done, so thank you. Because you're allowing
yeah.
me to get work done while my littles are sleeping, so thanks. I
So
win.
so I'll be up and then I'll sleep pretty much during the day. Wake up probably around noon or 1 o'clock, and then the same thing the next day. I think they make me tired throughout the day. I'll take a few naps. So then they keep me up at night. It's weird because I get a good amount of sleep in the day, but why am I still tired throughout the day? It's just I don't know, it's weird. I don't know if I have to go exercise or something. Maybe, I need to put that in my routine or something, but um I know they're messing with, you know, something within my body, how it reacts, and
Okay,
whenever I
yes.
eat, I get really sleepy.
Um,
So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with.
I got I got a, like a little whisper when you said that. Um, Movement. When you're feeling like you're really tired and you just can't, like you're because you're getting, force yourself up. Force yourself up if you have to. Put some music on and just start dancing. Just dance. Dance. Move. You got to move the energy. When that's happening, the energy needs to be moved.
Yeah. I mean, it's
That's how
weird
you combat
because
that
this is
part of it. Anyways,
this is an exercise that I do. I that I've realized that it changes the atmosphere and the way that I feel. Whenever I get sleepy, I have like a front, kind of like a front yard, and I'll go outside and I have a canopy and there's a couch. And whenever I go outside, my sleepiness reduces at least 50 to 60%
same.
because a lot of the dirty electricity that's in the house is making me tired and it's controlling my sleeping patterns. So whenever I go outside, it alleviates and releases me from that control. So if you guys can, if you don't have a front yard, you don't have a backyard, I don't know what people's living situations are, but um,
Go to a
it's
park.
helped me, taking these steps to like go out of my way to feel better or whatnot. But yeah, the park too. I'd go to the park. That's really good. I'd even go sleep at the park. So where you're sleeping, where you lay your head, is a it's a very it's an important part of how your targeting persists. So if you're sleeping in an electrical environment, then you're gonna feel the effects of sleeping in that environment. If you sleep at a park on the grass, you're gonna feel those effects. You're probably gonna get better sleep. It just depends. It depends, where you're at in your targeting. How do you know how to work around certain things and what to look out for? And so, if you have a keen eye, you can find ways to kind of overcome those things little by little.
Time, time, time. You will get there. Just continue to endure. The endurance is for but a season, and we won't have to endure no more, right? Like
Yeah,
it's only for a season. Like the promise was the promise, but the promise was never that we would not feel any pain. We just have to remember that we are in control of our own. And so long as we can remember that we have control over everything in our universe that surrounds us, we don't have to accept these energies into our energy. They're manipulating us into making us think that we have to let them in because they're bullying us. No, we don't. We can just choose to not acknowledge them, and then they will eventually throw their stupid little fits and go kick rocks. Not my problem.
exactly. But yeah, I'm
So,
too down
anyways,
for this, for the movement, for the cause.
this is it. I appreciate you having me. I appreciate you giving me the space to speak these truths. It's been a great exchange in getting to know you, and I love that with every new person that I'm meeting along the way, especially lately, like I'm just gaining so much wisdom and knowledge from everyone that I'm going across. Like this journey is just like I wish I would have known that about this way, like a long time ago from the beginning, right? Like,
Right.
so I'm
Now we can,
grateful to people like
keep things
you,
ahead.
that provide a space for people like me that are not necessarily there yet, right? Like, and we this is how we do it. We keep helping each other come up. This is, we're not pressing each other down no more. This ain't no competition. If we see each other as competition, we're done.
Yeah, I don't have time for that anymore. You know.
Right. So this is the movement. This is what it is. Follow our pages. If you guys like what you hear, if you like the content that we put out, there's more to come. And there's more people joining. There's more people on both sides of us here that have also endured and have not yet gotten to the point of speaking their testimonies. So we're creating the space.
Right. Exactly.
And that's what this is. We're trying to create it across multiple platforms so that our people can have the connection that they need because yeah, done. We're done. Let my people go.
Exactly. All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up here then. Thanks for everybody joining tonight. I hope you
Thank you,
guys are.
everybody.
Hope you guys are not, you know, doing too bad out there. Um, but we're here for you guys. If you need help, just reach out to us, and we'll be around. We'll keep in touch. So everybody, stay up, stay blessed, and keep rising like the phoenix.
One more thing I want to add is I am creating a roster list for anyone that wants to have like a routine check-in, just like and it can be an email. You don't have to leave a phone number. You can leave us an email or even your social media handle. Go to the Urban Flora Rising on Instagram or Facebook and just drop your handle to me and I'll add you to this list and I will be personally making sure that you guys are okay and eventually we'll get some things going to where we can get some funds flowing and start helping people, like really helping our people get to the positions that they need to get in. So yeah, if you want to become part of the contact list, just go to my Instagram, Urban Flora Rising, or Facebook, and leave me your email or your whatever your handle is that you would like me to follow up with you on. Eventually, I will be recruiting more people to assist in these positions as the community grows, so that everyone is met.
Yeah.
And outside of that, thank you, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful night and a very blessed weekend. Stay up.
All right. See you guys.